Well, to land Massacre, known as Safe. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. So, a lot to discuss regarding the summer camp game, the new camp slasher asymmetrical game that is going to be coming out sooner or later. We have a lot to discuss here regarding that game because we got a more in-textured look at a few new images that Summer Camp put on their Discord server, and a lot to discuss regarding copyright. Can they get in trouble for specific things since they're making it very similar to F13? And we have a lot of news on that as well, so can't wait to go over it. Now, this game has really two big milestones as of right now. 2,000 people on Steam have already added this game to their wish list, which is awesome. And on their Kickstarter, that's going to launch very soon. It's already a top 10 game on the Kickstarter site, and that's pretty awesome. Now, if you guys remember, the trailer for this game they were about to debut was supposed to happen on Friday the 13th, which is June 13th. Now, a couple days later, a day and a half later, that definitely changed because they don't want their debut trailer of Summer Camp to be in the way of, God forbid, there's F13 news on the Peacock show next year, or maybe a new game, or any type of other news, to make sure that they don't really get their trailer overshadowed by F13 news. So they are going to release this trailer in that same week of Friday the 13th. We don't know what day yet, but they will be releasing an actual in-game trailer. Hopefully see some gameplay, and they really have to get a big hit here. They really have to really wow the fans with this trailer, and because they're using some of the F13 similarities in their marketing, this is getting a lot of attention now, and we're all excited about it. Now, Summer Camp on their Discord server released 3 screenshots from their in-game footage, and let me tell you, it looks way different, night and day from what we saw from the beginning when it was a lot of pre-alpha stuff going on. It didn't look great. Now, if you look at the first image, you have a dock, you have a life jacket, you have a little spotlight there, the boat. Looks great. You know, add some textures to this game, and now you're like, okay, this looks really good as of right now. There's another one that came out where I think it was a canoe, you know, another spotlight, a little light, and some water. So it's, you know, these are very dark places, obviously. I don't think they're going to have any daytime type maps on here. I think you're really going to be in the nighttime all the time. So this was another image that came out. And lastly, the one that probably everybody wanted to see was, it looks like we're seeing the Slaughter Killer from behind. The bald head, it looks like the mask is not on. His scalp is all messed up. You see in the middle of his back before the bottom of the picture kind of cuts off that he's got some flesh sticking out and things like that. So it's starting to look really good, and it kind of connected together with some gameplay. I kind of want to see how this thing goes. If you haven't checked out the soundtrack to this game either, the soundtrack is actually really good. Got to check that out. And remember, they're using the Unreal Engine 5 on this too, so it should look even better than Friday the 13th in a lot of ways. The Slaughter Killer is going to be the most interesting one here other than the counselors, because you want to see how he moves. You want to see how he walks. You want to see how he kills and what weapons he uses and what he looks like with the mask on and walking around, and just seeing this thing really all come together. I think we're going to get a nice little hit here. I think we're going to really be in favor of what they're really going to show us, and I think we're going to be pretty happy, so can't wait to see all this come together. Now we're going to be talking about the complicated stuff to this game, and we had an interview from Slash and Caster, one of my favorite YouTube channels that covers everything horror between games, movies, all that stuff. Haven't checked them out, their link will be in the description, and shout out to those guys for interviewing entertainment lawyer Larry Zerner. Now, Larry Zerner actually played Shelly in Friday the 13th Part 3, and he's actually an entertainment lawyer now. So they asked him some questions. And if you guys remember, after F13 was canceled, Larry Zerner was really close to the situation with the court battles and really what was going on with that whole thing. But he actually gave us some answers here. Now, believe it or not, as much as we're not a big fan of Wes right now, that just got pretty much quit on TCM, Summer Camp actually contacted Wes saying, object to visual similarities, moreover, out of respect for their vision, we actually reached out through a mutual contact to personally inform Wes Keltner about our project and ask how he viewed our direction at this stage. Debating over visual resemblance benefits no one, and if a cease and desist were ever issued, we would make adjustments accordingly. So This is normal for a lot of games. I'm glad they actually did this because they don't want to end up with a canceled game. Now, every game deals with making sure that they don't step over the line. So there's a lot of games that are similar, not just these asymmetrical horror games. There's shooters, there's other games that can look similar, and you want to make sure that you're building the stage right so you don't end up having big problems later on where it's going to take a lot of time from the core of your game to have to be redone, and then it just hurts the game overall. I think particularly if summer camp doesn't use like the same counselors, the same names, things like that, I think they'll be okay. So summer camp really going out of their way to find a mutual contact that knows Wes and kind of going to him and saying, hey, are we doing the right thing? Is this direction the right way we should be going with this game? Are we walking on any toes right now? So I know this game is going to be similar to F13, but they're gonna have to make it their own in some way as well to kind of define itself in a different way. As much as it's a camp slasher, it's got to be a little tiny bit different. Now, Summer Camp put on a Discord server. Some people mistakenly believe that receiving single complaint can shut down an entire game. Please ignore such mixed misconceptions. Even major games in the past have made adjustments due to copyright concerns. Full shutdowns usually happen only in the case of seriously licensing violations. Okay, so something really serious has to happen. And I don't think there'll be an issue here because this is really its own game, regardless of how familiar it is to F13. It's going to be its own game in a lot of ways. They're not using names, they're not using logos, they're not using anything that is similar to Friday the 13th, except some of the gameplay, and that's really it. So the name Summer Camp, that's what this game is called, and apparently Gunn actually had this name first, but this is what Summer Camp, the makers of Summer Camp, had to say about that. It says, thirdly, the Summer Camp was previously used by Gun Media as a project name. However, we currently hold the official U.S. trademark for it since they never released a commercial product under that name. It should not create any legal complications. Still, we are not stubborn about it. If necessary, we are willing to change the name, although we do not expect that to be required. So that's a good thing. So it looks like they're really doing their homework right now and making sure that they make this game. It's a clean game. There's nothing crazy going on, that they're not going to be stepping on anybody's toes about licensing, and making sure they're using everything that is legal. So there won't be a halt to this game. Okay, that's the most important thing. Okay, they're not being careless. And I can tell they're not just trying to make a quick buck out of this game. Yeah, sure, you want to make money, but at the end of the day, these are diehard Friday the 13th fans that are making this summer camp game into their own game with similarities from the F13 game. But they are really poised and determined to make a game that everybody wants. Here's another thing that I just thought of as of right now. If this game has like a very good takeoff, okay, already 2,000 on Steam wish list right now, and Kickstarter, there's a lot of followers on Kickstarter, and it's a top 10 game on Kickstarter that people are looking forward to. If this thing takes off and that trailer wows everybody and people are playing this private beta that's going to happen soon with over 600 players that's filled up right now, and it goes really well, F13, the Jason universe, is going to be like, well, it seems like a lot of people like this game and there's a market for it right now. And there's been rumors that there might be a new F13 game. We already kind of know at this point that they're not going to be reviving the original Friday the 13th game, but realistically, we've kind of seen the rumors that there might be a new game. So it's going to be interesting because if this shows a lot of eyes, they're going to say, well, if Jason's in a game like this, we're going to make even more money and it's going to be crazy. I just want Jason Universe and Horror Inc. to get jealous a little bit and be like, yeah, we should be doing this, so why don't we do it too? And if we end up having 2 camp slasher games in the near future, I'll be all ears, all happy to play both and treat them both with equal love for what they're doing. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. We went over the images. We went over some of the copyrighted stuff. We've seen a little bit of an image of the Slaughter Killer, which is great. I can't wait to see more of him. Hopefully we'll get to see some counselors. That's what we really haven't seen yet. The textures look great to the game, and Unreal Engine 5, so it's going to look spectacular. It's going to look even better than F13, like I said before, and I think we have a lot of things to look forward to here. So once that trailer comes out, we're going to analyze it. We're hoping to see some gameplay from it, and um, it really has to do well. It has to really wow everybody and everyone to get invested into this game. And I think hopefully it does. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video because it helps out tremendously. We'll be going over more summer camp news, more news with F13, and a lot of other things going on. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day. All their links for summer camp will be in the description below with their social media and all of that. Definitely support them and look out for that trailer on the week of June 13th. And we're all going to be very excited for it. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys on the next one. Keep running. Peace out.